To make this blanket, with a size of 115 centimeters per 115 centimeters, I used 1,200 grams of the baggy wool yarn from Casasol. The recommended needle is from 5 to 7 millimeters. I am using a 5 millimeters crochet hook and scissors. In the step-by-step, I will show you how to make the rows and how to make the triangles to take the shape of a kaleidoscope. In my case, I am making the same order of the colors, but making this order you will use less yarn of the first colors that you are using and more yarn of the last colors that you are using. I will explain you how to make another design to use the same amount of yarn of each color. So let's go with a step by step. To make the first square, we are making the granny square technique. In my case, I will start with a magic ring. I make the magic ring, chain 3, and I will make the 4 groups of 3 double crochet in the magic ring. So counting the first chain 3 as the first double crochet, I will make 2 double crochet in the magic ring. To make the corner, you have to make chain 2, another group of 3 double crochet, chain 2 again, you have 2 groups, another group of 3 double crochet, so 3 double crochet, chain 2 again, make the last group of 3 double crochet of this row, and chain 2 to make the last corner, and you have to make a slip stitch with the 3rd chain. Start the row number 2 with chain 3, in the chain 2 space before the chain 3, you will have to make the first group of 3 double crochet. Counting the first chain 3 as the first double crochet, you have to make 2 double crochet, now chain 1 because you are not at the corner, and make here 1 corner. To make the corner, you have to make a group of 3 double crochet, chain 2 because you are at the corner, and in the same space another group of 3 double crochet. Chain 1 because you are not at the corner, and make another corner, a group of 3 double crochet, chain 2, and a group of 3 double crochet in the same space. And to complete the last corner, you will have to make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 slip stitch to close this row. So chain 3, make a group of 3 double crochet on the previous space, chain 1 because we are not at the corner, 1 group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 and make 1 corner. Chain 1 because we are not at the corner, 1 group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 and make 1 corner. So chain 3, make a group of 3 double crochet on the previous space, chain 1 because we are not at the corner, 1 group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 because we are not at the corner, 1 group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 and make 1 corner. This is the technique to make the granny square. You will have to repeat this technique to have 8 rows. Remember that I am making 2 rows of each color using 4 colors. If you want to make the square bigger or smaller, it's important to make the last row with the hole in the middle. We need a hole in the middle to continue making the pattern. So if you have a group of 3 double crochet in the middle, you will not be able to start the triangle. So be sure that you have a hole, a space between the 2 groups of 3 double crochet in the middle. Now I'm going to start again with the first color, and counting from the center of the hole to the right, you have to count 3 stitches. There you have to place the yarn. Now make in the hole the corner. To make the corner you have to make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the same space. This is the corner. Now you have to make a slip stitch counting to the left 3 stitches. Make the slip stitch, and now we have to start making the second row. To make the second row you have to chain 2, count to the left 3 stitches, counting this one as the first stitch, 1, 2 and 3, and make 1 slip stitch. This chain 2 will count as the first double crochet of the next group. Turn and make a group of 3 double crochet in the space between of the previous group and the group of the base of the square. We had the chain 2 as the first double crochet, so you have to make 2 double crochet. Chain 1 because we are not at the corner, and in this point you have to make again 1 corner. To make the corner you have to make a group of 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet again, you made the corner. Chain 1 because you are not at the corner, and make again a group of 3 double crochet between the group of the previous row and the base of the square. 3 double crochet. Now you have to change the color, so you have to count to the left 3 stitches and make 1 slip stitch. You have to cut the yarn, and turn. Start with the next color, count 3 stitches to the right and place the yarn. You don't have to make any chain, you have to make the group of 3 double crochet between the group of the previous row and the base of the square. 3 double crochet, chain 1, a group of 3 double crochet on this space, chain 1 again, and here you have to make 1 corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2 because you are at the corner, and 3 double crochet again. Chain 1, make a group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 again, and complete this row with a group of 3 double crochet between the group of the previous row and the base of the square. Count 3 stitches to the left and make 1 slip stitch. Chain 2, count 3 stitches again to the left, make a slip stitch and turn. This chain 2 will count as the first double crochet and make 2 double crochet in the space between the group of 3 double crochet of the previous row and the square. Chain 1 because you are not at the corner, make a group of 3 double crochet, chain 1, another group of 3 double crochet, chain 1 again and make the corner 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Continue on the other side of the triangle, making the same. Remember to make the last group between the group of the previous row and the square. And we have to change the color now, so you have to count 3 stitches to the left and make 1 slip stitch. Turn and place the new color 3 stitches to the right. Count 3 stitches to the right and place the new color. Make the 3 double crochet of the first group between the group of the previous row and the base of the square. And continue working the granny square technique. Chain 1 group of 3 double crochet, chain 1. So continue working the granny square technique to the last group. Making the pattern, I had to take a decision. You have 2 options. You can make now 2 rows with the green color and 1 row with the violet color to finish this part of the triangle. I tried it, but I got some waves and I decided to make only 2 rows with the green color and make the rows with the violet color later. So now you have to make the slip stitch, but instead of counting 3 stitches, you have to count 4 stitches. Make the slip stitch, make a chain 3 instead of chain 2 and make the slip stitch in the corner. Turn and make the group of 3 double crochet normally and work the granny square technique to the other side. Once you are at the other side, you have to make the last group of 3 double crochet and make the other slip stitch at the corner. Now you can see the 4 triangles, and now you have to take the violet yarn. We will use the violet yarn to make the lines straight. You have to start with the new color at the corner, at one of the corners. And work the granny square technique normally. To arrive at this point. Once you are at the corner of the first square, you have to make the group of 3 double crochet at the corner of the first square. Continue working the next group on this space. You have to complete the granny square. You have to complete this row. Make the slip stitch, chain 3, and continue another row of granny square. You have to make another row with the violet yarn to get the center of the square with a hole, as I explained on the beginning of the previous triangles. You have to start the triangle on a hole, so you have to make another row to get a hole in the middle. Once you have the 2 rows with the violet yarn, you can start again with the next color, making the triangle as I explained before. As I explained, making this design, you use more yarn of the last colors that you are using. If you want to use the same amount of yarn of each color, you can make always, for example, 2 rows of each color. You don't have to make more rows of each color as you are making the new triangle. So always keep the same number of rows of the same color. So if you want to make, for example, 2 rows of each color, always make 2 rows of each color. And making this technique, you will use the same yarn of each color. Now I'm going to show you in the original blanket how many rows of each color I made. In the first square, as I explained, I made 2 rows of white, 2 gray, 2 light blue, and 2 dark blue. On the following triangle, 2 white, 2 gray, 2 light blue, and to complete the square, 2 with dark blue. With the next triangle, you have 4 in white, 3 gray, 3 light blue, and 3 dark blue. The last light blue and the 3 dark blue is to complete the square. In the last triangle, I have 6 in white, 5 gray, 4 light blue and 4 dark blue. 1 in light blue and 4 dark blue to complete the square. And you finished the blanket.